Hi there, and welcome back to English for Tech Professionals, your go-to channel to improve your English and communication skills to thrive in the tech world. I'm Anna Gandrabura, your English and effective communication coach, and today I'm going to share with you my personal story. My personal story of learning a foreign language with AI, and not only with AI, but I will share with you tips and tricks, how I personally use AI to improve my skills in a foreign language. And you know what? I'm not going to be speaking about learning English because I already know English, and technically English is not my first language. However, it feels like my first language right now because not only do I teach English, but I also live in the United States, so I use English on a daily basis. Because I live in the United States, I also have to learn not just English, I have to learn Spanish because I live in Florida. I live in Miami, where I wanted to say Spanish is the second language, but technically Spanish is the first language here because there are so many Spanish-speaking people living here. Everyone speaks Spanish. So when I moved to Miami 4 years ago, I realized that I had to learn Spanish as well. So exactly a year ago, I started learning Spanish. Right now, within a year, from an absolute zero, from an absolute beginner, I think I'm a weak intermediate, but tests say I am intermediate. Here is what I do to improve my Spanish. And you can do the same thing to improve your English or any other language that you are currently learning. Let me know in the comments what language you are learning. If you're learning English right now, if you may be learning English and other languages. So let me know in the comments. Also, while you are writing a comment, I want you to subscribe to my channel because I don't want you to miss my new videos that are very useful, that I create with passion and love for IT professionals. All the videos are related to English for IT, business English, effective communication, and soft skills. Every Friday, you get a chance to experience a new lesson from me and the English for IT team. By the way, if you're wondering what English for IT is, English for IT is a very unique and niche language school that helps tech professionals improve their English and communication skills. And I'm the founder, by the way. Yeah, I founded this language school in many years ago, 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago at this point. But in this video, I'm going to talk about how I personally use ChatGPT to help me learn Spanish. But first, you need to know that I also use other formats of learning Spanish. And they are multiple formats. For example, I learn Spanish with a teacher twice a week with a personal tutor. I also learn Spanish taking online courses. And on top of this, I am also leveraging ChatGPT. I am leveraging means using to my advantage, right? Using the opportunity with ChatGPT. So I'm using AI to help me progress in my Spanish. When I started using AI, mainly ChatGPT, to help my Spanish, I realized that there are right and wrong ways to use AI for learning a foreign language. Here are the right ways to use AI for learning a foreign language. Number one, you need to understand AI limitations, right? You need to understand what AI, ChatGPT, can do for you if you wanted to help you learn a foreign language and what it can't do for you. For example, at this point, ChatGPT can help you learn vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, help you improve your pronunciation. It can help you practice speaking. I love this feature. And also it can help you improve your business communication skills, pretty much anything. However, the limitation here is how you ask ChatGPT to help you with these things, right? And it's also known as prompting, right? So the limitation might be your ability to prompt correctly or inability to prompt correctly. And in this video, I'm going to share with you prompts that will work for you when you need ChatGPT, when you need AI to be your tutor, to be your mentor, technically to be a tutor 24/7. Number two, it's your ability to create the correct prompts and also to follow up, right? Because sometimes even with the good prompt, you don't get the result that you want, so you need to follow up. The third right way to use AI is when you use AI to edit things, to summarize things, and to ask for feedback. These are the cases when you definitely can and must use AI, and this is the right way to do it. However, here are the 3 wrong ways to use AI. I want to start with prompting. Using generic prompting might not help you. When you use generic prompting, this is when you don't get the results that you want. For example, just this morning, I was actually doing my Spanish homework with the help of AI, but I didn't ask AI to do the homework for me. My teacher gave me the task to read the text and translate it and be able to talk about this text. What I did, I shared this text with AI and I asked AI to give me a list of 10 useful words and expressions. So technically, I asked AI to create a word list of useful expressions from the text that I might not know. And when AI did that, then I started talking more. I said, can you give me examples of these 3 expressions? For example, from the list of 10, I didn't know 3 expressions and I wanted to dig deeper. I wanted to understand these expressions better. So I asked AI to give me examples and explanations of how I can use these expressions in real life. This is what I'm talking about. I didn't ask AI to do the homework for me. I asked AI to do the homework with me. The 3rd wrong way to use AI is expecting the first answer to be correct, not wanting to refine it. Very often, and I will say that probably in 90% of cases, unless or until you learn how to create proper prompts, AI's first response is going to be not what you expect. And a lot of times people get discouraged and they okay, this is wrong. This is not working for me. You need to be patient and you need to follow up, like I said, and you need to refine your prompt, ask again, edit, ask for feedback. Sometimes it's necessary even to start a new thread, to start a new chat, because something went wrong in this existing one. Your AI assistant in this chat is confused. So go ahead and start from scratch. Start from scratch, start from the very beginning. Once again, think of AI as your GPS. It can guide you, but you're still in the driver's seat. You are the boss, right, of the situation. Now I'm going to share with you key strategies and good prompts for different situations when you need to use English in the workplace. Picture this, you are about to join a very important meeting with the stakeholders. Remember, stakeholders are people that are related to your project, other team members, clients, anyone who is dealing with the project, right? So you are about to join an important meeting with the stakeholders. Your heart is racing, you're very much nervous. Now I want you to go to your ChatGPT, pull up your ChatGPT, right? In English, we don't say open your ChatGPT, we say pull up the app, right? So pull up your ChatGPT. Here is the prompt that I want you to use. Help me prepare for a meeting where I will present solutions to stakeholders. Provide useful phrases and communication strategies. This is a good basic prompt. However, if you want to add more personal information that you have regarding the meeting, regarding the project, regarding stakeholders, regarding what you're planning to say, feel free to add this to your prompt. The second use case scenario is, of course, practicing grammar. Your favorite. I don't know why all language learners, they love learning grammar, thinking that grammar is the most important. Grammar is really important. However, I believe that confidence and fluency is more important than correct grammar. You can still make grammar mistakes, but you can come across as a confident speaker and also fluent speaker. People will understand you and they will not notice your grammar mistakes. Of course, if they are minor grammar mistakes. When you start a new chat and you want AI to teach you grammar, just say so. Give AI a role. And before you actually ask AI to teach you grammar, you can say, you are my English as a second language grammar teacher. I am your intermediate level student. So you tell AI its role and share a little bit more information about yourself. And then you can say, let's practice second conditionals. I want you to explain what it is in simple language. Because you don't want it to be super advanced, right? Because you are intermediate. In simple language, give me examples and then give me one exercise to practice. Use case scenario number 3, writing emails with AI. Again, it's a mistake to ask AI to write an email instead of you. Here are the things that you need to know about using AI for email writing. Write an email yourself and then ask AI to check grammar and clarity. This is my go-to prompt when I write something. Check grammar and clarity. We have 3 levels of formality for correspondence, right? Formal, semi-formal, and informal. Informal, letters to friends or text messages, but semi-formal, this is exactly what we need for the tech industry, right? So tell your AI, tell your ChatGPT to proofread your email, to check grammar, to check clarity. Clarity, it means like how clearly you organize the thoughts. You can actually say, check grammar, check clarity, check the structure of this email. It has to be in a semi-formal style using simple language. This is an email to a client. So feel free to give a prompt in such like short sentences. We have looked at 3 use cases: preparing for a meeting, learning grammar with AI, and writing emails with AI. I also have wonderful use cases of how to use AI to practice speaking and how I personally do this to practice Spanish, and I actually want to show you how I do it. Let me know in the comments if you want me to make part 2 of using AI to practice speaking, to prepare for a job interview, and other use cases. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, make sure you leave a comment, and make sure you start using AI to improve your language skills. I'll see you in the next video.